There is something extraordinary about crossing the fine line that separates our world and the world below water. When you plunge your head underwater, it's like unveiling the curtain on a theater for a premiere play, like lighting a totally obscure cave that no one has ever been in before, or like receiving the first satellite images ever recorded from the surface of a new planet. You don't know what you'll find at first, what you'll come across, but you know for sure that it will be something incredible. It's hard to explain how our brain processes the excitement of seeing something totally new, unknown. How can we create a connection for things that we never saw before in our existence, but that once they are captured through our senses, once they are fixed in our retina, they are hard to forget. We are sensory beings, and in order to care for things, we need to see, we need to touch, we need to feel, we need to know. That's how we work. It's in our DNA. And yet, although the sea is present in our daily life, although we see its waters washing waves every day in our coasts, there's still few people that dare to take the risk and jump to take a look under this blue carpet. To experience its whole essence, we need to immerse ourselves into a hostile and strange environment. An environment where all your senses must become alert. A place where you must become one of them, move like them, breathe like them. During this last year, I've prepared myself to embark on a journey that would allow me to become an observer for the oceans. I've been gathering skills to be able to become the voice of the inhabitants of the underwater world, to explain to everyone what's going on under the surface. In this journey, though, I have not been alone. Like me, there are many passionate beings around the globe that are preparing themselves to plunge underwater. People who, like me, got a Sonder for the oceans when they submerged their heads underwater for the first time. They already know how many wonders the underwater world is hiding, how many secrets are yet to be told, how many stories to share. And like me, they had to get ready to cope with the extreme and harsh environment, to be able to breathe underwater, cope with freezing temperatures, and with the pressure below the surface. It doesn't matter how cold it gets, how exhausting you feel, how heavy the equipment is. The passion that drives you to explore and learn more about this unique and strange world is much higher than anything. Passion, curiosity, and love is everything you need. This year, I've had the unique opportunity to work alongside amazing researchers that have a common goal: observe, document, and understand the oceans. People that don't care if it's a simple fish, a gastropod, a seagrass, a piece of coral. They all want to know their fascinating stories, their struggles for survival, their amazing strategies for reproduction, their behaviors. And yet, when you're out there, exposed to the environment, it's hard to explain the contradicting feeling that you get when documenting, exploring, or surveying something underwater. You know that even the vastness of this immense blue world, how insignificant it might seem what you're studying, how intangible it might seem to get a comprehensive view of it, you're convinced about contributing to expand its knowledge with your grain of sand. And many grains of sand end up forming a beach, the same way that many drops of water end up forming the oceans. these are the people behind the science underwater nowadays. The people that know how fast things are changing down there. They are trying to tell to the world that we as human species need to change in many ways, that we need to hear what the inhabitants of the submarine world have to say about our actions. We need to rethink the way that we interact with our coasts, with our atmosphere, with our oceans, with our whole planet. Even in the most remote locations on this planet, where we might think everything is pristine, things are also starting to change very fast.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Oh, let's get back to the start. Running in circles, chasing up tails, heads on a science apart. Nobody said it was easy.
Although they might just seem icy deserts, barren of any kind of life, the polar regions allocate an extreme and surprising diversity of life both below and above water. An ecosystem which is key for the correct functioning of the biosphere, and yet we just barely grasp the tip of the iceberg on knowledge. There are so many things still to be discovered and described in those regions that, before it's too late, before the impacts that we are causing worldwide might modify and alter their living components, we need to create baseline studies to monitor their changes.
Question the science, science and progress. Do not speak as loud as my heart. But tell me you love me, come back and haunt me. Oh, when I rush to the start, running in circles, chasing our tails.
There is something unexplainable about being a scientist in such a place. I've realized that what makes science special in these environments is not only the amazing landscapes, the astonishing fauna, or the exciting fieldwork. It's the people. People who you live with 24/7, with which you share adventures, struggles, laughs, cries, and amazing moments at the end of the world. There is no one around you other than your colleagues to support you and you to support them. It's a community of passionate people that leave everything behind, all their comforts and commodities, just to give their best to make progress and understand what are we doing to Mother Earth, how things will look like in the near future if we keep on doing things as we do, and to hopefully inspire the world to make a change to preserve these wonders of nature. Sonder. The realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own, populated with their own ambitions, friends, routines, worries, and inherited craziness. An epic story that continues invisibly around you like an anthill sprawling deep underground, with elaborate passageways to thousands of other lives that you'll never know existed, in which you might appear only once, as an extra sipping coffee in the background, as a blur of traffic passing on the highway, as a lighted window at dusk.
One of the big challenges in marine conservation is that most people in the world don't go underwater and therefore don't see firsthand problems the oceans are facing. I think if they did see those problems, it would be very quick to get real public consensus on making a change in the way that we are behaving. And that's why underwater imagery is so important, because we can be the eyes for those people. But it's important that we don't just take those shock and horror pictures, because a lot of people who are not converted to the message will just turn the page and not pay attention to them. It's important that we also take celebratory images, show people the wonders of the ocean, so they know what's at stake, both for the oceans and for us. Because of course the oceans provide us with so many things, from the air that we breathe to food that we eat. They take away our waste, and as well, of course, for us as divers, they provide us a wonderful place to relax, enjoy ourselves, and have fun.
I remember the first time that I took a look under the oceans back when I was a little kid. When I faced the inhabitants of the marine world, I saw myself on them. I saw epic stories. I saw a reflection of human nature. I got a Sonder. And you, have you gotten a Sonder for the oceans yet?